Going.
Matt has been telling me about something very cool today.
Illuvium. Wow,
Look at this.
if you've heard of Axie Infinity, that's that game, that online game where you can, it's kind of like Pokemon a little bit. You get your creatures and you can battle them and stuff and make money with cryptocurrency, the exchange of Axie Infinity. This is essentially that, but like a AAA title game, whereas Axie Infinity is more, people talk about it more as a indie type of game. But this one is more of a AAA title, and it has a ton of hype around it. I didn't even realize until today. I just started looking into it, and there's a ton of backing. And in fact, the coin is backing the game, the Illuvium coin, ILV. The recording of this video, $500 per coin. So that's a lot of lettuce right there.
That's a lot of lettuce.
And
Solid
yet,
amount.
is it available on an exchange? You can't get it on an exchange now, can you?
Well, U.S. exchanges you can. The exchanges that the Illuvium coin can be found on is on Sushi and 1inch. So those are the ones for that. And I'm sure as time goes on and progresses that you can do it on other places as well. But for now, that is where things are at. As far as being able to play the game, you'll still be able to play the game in the U.S. It's just as far as if you want to be on the other side of it and just exchange the coin and whatnot, then it might be more of a headache, more of a hassle to be able to exchange the coin if you're in the US. We'll see how things go with that in the future. The best way to explain what this game is and what it's all about, it's essentially like a Pokemon type of game. If you ever played those, it's been around for a long time, maybe your kids have played it, or maybe you enjoy it yourself. You go and collect these creatures, these Illuvials, I believe is what they call it, and they have different rarities and all that fun stuff, and you battle them, stuff like that. There's a reason Pokemon is still around and is one of the most big games in the world that everyone's heard of, is because it's very addicting.
Question for you. Is it going to be the same as Pokemon where you can go out in the real world and capture things?
That's Pokemon Go. That's a
That's
version
right.
of Pokemon. That's on mobile, but
Okay.
actual Pokemon games, it's more kind of like the Pokemon games. There's no such thing currently, maybe in the future where it can go out into the real world, but no. There's nothing like that with Illuvium. I was looking into some interviews that the co-founders of it had online, and they've talked about the game as how there's going to be different types of essentially seasons of the game where they have like the initial startup season will have 100 of these creatures, these Illuvials, and after that season you won't be able to ever get those again. And so the people who play the game at the start and get those, I'm sure, will those Illuvials will become very collectible, very rare in value. And they're
Give 'em
tied.
an idea of the cost. Like, what are some of the Illuvials going for right now? These NFTs.
Well, there's no Illuvials currently, but there's some NFTs. So each one of these Illuvials is going to be an NFT in and of itself. And so when you capture one, you have an NFT that you can go and trade and exchange for money.
Now, just a reminder for those of you who didn't watch any other videos, NFTs stand for non-fungible tokens, meaning it's a unique digital asset.
Imagine it as a collectible piece of art that is digital. And so that's what they are, and that's what these creatures will be, because each one of them will have their own unique attributes and characteristics and whatnot, and it's associated to the one that you've captured. And you can go and exchange it for money or for other things within the game. It'll be pretty cool to see how valuable those become. If you go to the site, there's some NFTs that they already went through and did and gave out. One of them, that one is going for currently $3.5 million, trying to be sold for on OpenSea.
So there's another token associated with this, right? That's called immutable X. What is that all about?
So immutable X is essentially so with NFTs, there's a gas price associated with them. We won't go into that.
That's actually with Ethereum in general. Like
Right.
anything based on, and these NFTs, all of them are all belong. They're all part of the Ethereum,
blockchain.
blockchain.
all that.
Technology. Yeah.
And the gas price to be able to exchange them and whatnot isn't going to be associated with these, which will be pretty awesome. Peer-to-peer exchanges, from what they say with this immutable X, allow people to exchange these NFTs for free, without the gas prices at least. I don't know if there will be any cost within the game or anything like that. If they try and tag on some cost with that, that's possible. They haven't talked about that, but as far as gas prices go, there's no such thing as that with this, which is pretty crazy. It's definitely a big change, because those gas prices, if you've ever tried to buy NFTs or exchange them, they're quite pricey, and some of them can go extremely high in price.
Hundreds of dollars.
Hundreds of dollars.
Gas has to do with the cost of people mining. Anytime you do a transaction with Ethereum, then it has to be added to the blockchain, and that requires someone to actually go through, not an actual person, you're not sitting there, doing it manually. There's a rig, as they call it, a computer system that goes through and does that, and there's a cost involved.
And that's the gas cost. The crazy thing about this game is that it's not even out yet, and it already has a price of $500 per Illuvium coin. That right there tells me, at least, if you go and see, and I'll show it on the video here, if you go and see, the price of it has just started skyrocketing. And I believe it's because it's starting to get prepped to come out. It's going to be coming out in the first quarter, at least what they say. It got pushed back from the fourth quarter of 2021 to the first quarter of 2022. But yeah, it should be coming out fairly soon, in the next 6 months or so. You can tell there's a ton of people getting hyped about this, and it is something that is the future. Whether you like it or not, video games and cryptocurrency being combined together into this type of experience is something that people are looking for. This is a big game that you want to keep your eyes on. If you are interested in playing the game, or if you're interested in selling the coin, it's something to look into. I do think it's going to grow drastically from the price that it's at already. I think in more impoverished countries, there are going to be people that get into this game and play it, and they're able to make a better living playing a game than working a regular job within their country. And so I think that'll be another large driving factor of people wanting to get into these types of games, and this Illuvium game, but also other games as well that are tied to cryptocurrency. Consider getting into, and if you're going to be playing it, cool. If you're going to be transferring the money back and forth, you get into the coin, that's awesome. I think it's something that you want to consider getting into and investing in.
Yeah, I mean, just definitely keep an eye out for it. Watch and see when it becomes. I imagine once it becomes available on a U.S. Exchange, then it will skyrocket. I mean, you usually have like something called the Coinbase effect, right? As soon as you have a new cryptocurrency that's put onto Coinbase, that's kind of the biggest one. But any major exchange, then you see a parabolic lift.
If you have any questions about it, or if you have any comments you'd like to let us know about the game or other questions, then leave it down below, and we'll see you in the next video. See ya later.